Alrighty, morning everyone, and welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel on another beautiful day. In today's video we are going to continue this scrapping knives and silver cutlery stuff. So, the last video, most of you actually really liked, so, I mean, be my guest, we're going to do more of it then. I actually do think that it's a nice little crossover between silver stacking and recycling, and so we are going to continue to do more of it today. So, unfortunately, I have to get this done in a reasonable amount of time, so I can't make one of those nice little scrapping time-lapsey and edited videos that you are used to. I'm gonna do my best, but I need to get this done. So yeah, kinda need to do that. This is about 3 kilos of knives. Most of you that have tried something like this before know that knives are the least valuable stuff out of a cutlery set. So the spoons and the forks are really what you're after. This is knives, and we're gonna scrap this out today. 3 kilos, as I said, approximately, and we are just gonna have to see how much silver we are gonna end up getting out of here. We're gonna have to separate 900, so sterling silver, 925 parts silver, from 800 parts silver. That's not a big deal because, you know, we can just pretty much go by what's written on these things. And so yeah, we're gonna do that today. Let's hope that we get like a kilo of silver, maybe, if we're lucky. I don't think so, but I guess we'll just try our best and see how far that gets us. So I'm not really sure how to do this stuff yet. I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'm gonna film it for you so that you maybe know that in the future. Yeah, sounds good? So I guess we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get started on this stuff, and then we're gonna see what I come up with as far as solutions for this goes. So yeah, here we go. Alrighty people, so for now the strategy is pretty much just beating that stuff apart. This is the sand that is in them. These are the knife blades that are gold plated that we looked at in the last video. And together with like these fork thingies here, right? Yeah, I think you remember that. So that was the biggest fail that I've ever had, because this is the grip, and you can see that is like tinfoil. So this is what the grip pretty much looks like. I mean, you can see like that is that doesn't even weigh a gram. That's not even 1 gram of silver, not even one. So the $110 that I put into this are gone. And that is the reality of this stuff. If you're trying to do scrapping like this, it can really go south real quick. So I'll put that over there in a little bucket. I'll continue, and I keep you updated. But we're definitely not going to get a kilo out of this. Not even close. We can be happy if we get like, whatever, 300 grams or something like that, because this is ridiculous. I mean, the money was wasted, completely wasted. The money that I have into that is gone. So hey, you know, valuable lesson, I guess. Very valuable, I hope, because it was blooming damn expensive. So we'll continue, and I'll keep you updated. Alrighty, so here's some interesting stuff for you. The stuff that we looked at in the last video, this gold-plated brass shit. I'm gonna melt this down because this is the only way I can maybe recover a little bit of money from that. That is gold-plated, that is actually real gold plating, I checked that. We're gonna do that in a later video as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna melt that down into like maybe 2-ounce bars or something like that and sell them for $5, because gold plating is actually worth something. I think it's actually reasonably thick gold plating even. But it's really almost worthless. So the only thing that we recovered was this aluminum, yeah, might as well be aluminum, but silver tin foil stuff over here. It is 1 ounce in total. We can actually figure that out here. Let me quickly switch that on. There we go. Alrighty, and we'll weigh this stuff up. It really doesn't weigh anything, but it at least weighs something. It's better than nothing. So I'm a little bit disappointed, yeah, of course, because I paid $110 for that, and I'm never gonna see those again. But oh well, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. So we're at 24 grams, 26 grams, 29 grams. Yeah, okay, I'm not getting it on there, but you get the gist. It's 1 ounce. It's pretty much exactly 1 ounce. It could be worse, actually. So I'm not too bummed about that. It is what it is. It's 1 ounce, and an expensive ounce at that, but oh well. But the interesting thing that I actually wanted to talk with you about is that not all knives are that way. These cutlery stuff that was probably just very, very inexpensive, cheap shit that was probably not made in the 1910s to 1890s, but probably the 1970s, something around that, cheap replica. The real stuff is this stuff. This is a actually real good quality silver knife. Now, the whole thing weighs 105 grams. Okay, 105 grams. So what one of these weighed. I've paid 45 bucks for 4 of them. Now the silver that I got out of one of them, not even an entire one, this is the amount of silver that I got from like probably 90% of one. So it's 25 grams pretty much for one of these knives. And I paid 45 bucks for all of them. I actually made money on that. I'm really happy with that. And, you know, sometimes you get lucky. This time I got extremely unlucky. But at least, you know, at least I've got these 4 knives and they are at least worth, like, something, you know? So, can't complain too much. We're going to continue on. I've still got a lot of stuff to scrap over there. So we're going to go ahead and crack on with that.
Okay, so before we do the weigh up and everything, I quickly want to explain to you what I was actually doing with these knives. Because, you know, if someone of you maybe wants to do that at some point, it might be useful to know how to do it. So the best way that I found, and I really did a lot of this stuff, as I said, it was about 2.5 kilos. And you'll later see how much silver that actually gave us. But the process that I basically did, and which was the easiest that I figured out, was to just basically cut the knife like around here, somewhat close to the tang, but not exactly on there, somewhat here, yeah. You cut it there with like a pair of bolt cutters, probably the easiest, and probably also the only thing that you can really do because it's very thick, hardened steel usually in there. And then you have the back part of it, which contains most of your silver, and you've got this little front part. This little front part, you can just basically knock on that a little bit with a heavy hammer, with like the pointy part of the hammer, and that should come off really easily. And as far as the back part goes, pretty much the same procedure. With some of them, I cut them in the back. That makes it a lot easier to get all the stuff in there, be it sand or resin or whatever. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of them filled with sand, but we had a lot with resin, so it also works with the resin. The resin is very annoying because it obviously sticks and it's all kinds of stuff and flakes and creates dust. That is not very healthy to breathe in, all kinds of stuff like that, you know the drill. But it works for both kinds, pretty much. And then you just kind of knock everything out that's in there, and there you go. You've got your silver casing, and then that pretty much looks somewhat similar to this, right? I cut this there, and we've got this little front part. This is still in the case. Then I cut the back. I knocked all of the stuff out of there, all the resin, all the sand, in this case resin, and yeah, that's pretty much you done with that. So really cool. It worked the best in my opinion, but of course you can also try your own way to do it. But in my opinion, that was really the best and most time efficient way of doing it. So yeah, let's continue with the weighing. Okay, so we're back inside now. I scrapped all of these knives down, and now I'm actually really interested to see what that stuff weighs, like in total. Right, I've got our little tinfoil silver stuff over here, right? You've seen that in the video before. It's not going to be a lot. I suspect it's about an ounce. We'll see right now. I put this on the scale. We'll switch the scale on, and then we'll take it all down, and then we'll have a negative number that is going to represent how many grams that actually is. So then we'll see how many ounces that is. I think it's less than 1, actually. It really doesn't feel like anything, but, you know, it is a lot, so we'll see. It is a whole pile. You can't see... Yeah, no, something fell down. You can't really see that right now, but just trust me on that. It's a whole pile. Actually, I can adjust the camera angle a little bit, and there you can see, yeah, there you go. Whole pile of stuff. So, now, let's switch it on. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, of course, I was a little bit confused right now, but of course it has to be 0 because now we have to take the stuff off of it. Okay. Oh, it actually doesn't. Oh, it is, yeah, negative 36 grams. Okay, so it is actually more than I thought it would be, which is nice. Okay. Let's quickly just check that the scale is actually working properly. I've got an ounce here. We should have negative 5 grams after I put that on there. There you go. Okay, the scale is definitely working properly. This is a 1 ounce Australian kangaroo. So that's good. Okay, so we've got 31 grams here, 36 grams here. I'm going to switch it off and I'm going to switch it on again so that we can now weigh the stuff properly that I've got still laying about over here. So we'll go ahead and get that now. So I think we'll just start with the sterling silver. Got that over here in our little pot. These were actually a little bit thicker, so this is not like real aluminum foil, but it's reasonably close. I actually tested all this stuff. I tested the 800 part silver, and I tested this 925 sterling silver, and I'm gonna put a picture of that right here. To the very left of the top row is fine silver. I just had a little bit of this Australian kangaroo there, just for reference and just for proof of concept, whatever, because this was a new set and a new testing set, and this stuff smells absolutely terrible, so we can unfortunately not do it on camera, but yeah, it's not that hard to do, really. I can show it to you maybe in another video, maybe after we did this. But it's not really important. The one that's next to that is this sterling silver. Clearly shows yellow, and yellow is the sign for silver. No signs of blue or anything like that. And so that's good. And the one that's after this one, so the third one in the top row, that is actually this stuff. You remember that, right? That is this gold-plated stuff that has just brass inside of it, and I tested just the inside of it. The gold stuff I'm gonna test a different at another time, because I really want to see if that is actually, or how, of course it is gold, but how good of a grade that gold on there is. So we'll weigh up the sterling silver now, see how much that is. Remember, I expected it to be around, I think, 250 grams, I said in the video, where we were calculating that stuff. It is of course not that. Certainly not. It's way less than that. I don't know how I got the idea that number would be correct. But remember, we also have this thing here, right? This thing here weighs about an ounce. We have to calculate that in this whole pile as well. So we'll put that on here, actually, right now. And then we'll put on all of these little shells of sterling silver, which is actually quite a bit now, if I look at it again. So it's not that bad. This was also sterling silver. This was from the big knife. I don't know if you remember that, but this is actually properly heavy. I think there's like 20 grams. Let's have a look. Close. So, and then we've got all kinds of little scraps in here. Another little bit of silver here. Another heavier bit here. And then some smaller stuff that's also left in this little bucket. I'm actually kind of interested to see what the total is going to be. Yeah, there's probably like 1 gram or something left in there. I don't want to pour all the sand on the scale. So, what do we have? 176 grams. Big disappointment? Yeah, very big disappointment. Why is that? Well, because I paid $250 for that. Yeah. So, there's that. It's maybe worth $100 if I'm lucky. So, wasted $150 at the very least. But that's how it goes sometimes, you know. I always want to show you the complete picture, so I messed it up. I probably screwed up, so I'm showing you that. And if you're not here to see that, oh well, I guess. Because, you know, this is just the truth. The truth of scrapping, especially scrapping scrap silver and stuff like that, is usually just not very nice. So we'll get rid of all of this depressing stuff. It really is nice silver, right? You can't really blame the silver for me being an idiot and paying way too much for that shit. But it's unfortunate. So we are going to move on to some, hopefully, a little bit better stuff now. So the scale is at 0, that's very good. I've got some other things over here that we also scrapped in this video, or over the course of this video. And these were some other knives that I got together with some other random sets of cutlery or whatever. So we're going to weigh those. And these were these knives, first of all, right? I don't think you've actually seen those. These were some bigger knives that I also scrapped out in the same video. They were in the box at the beginning of the video, so just go back if you don't remember them. So, 19 grams. Honestly, that's not that bad. I'm gonna have a look at the inside. Not that there's anything stuck in there or something like that. No, this is actually just 19 grams. Okay, that is cool. That is very epic. Not as epic as this, though. This was the thickest version of the knives that we had, so let's see here. Yeah, really good, really good. It was like 27 grams, so almost an ounce for one of them. Really epic. There was a little bit of dirt in there. Let's get rid of that so that doesn't interfere with our measuring. Okay. Continuing on with another one of these good ones. And we've got some some generic smaller ones. I actually do think that we are gonna get to a decent amount of weight here. But remember, this is not sterling silver, this is 800 parts. So it's not gonna be great, but as far as value goes, but it's at least something. So little pieces here. I did my best to get all the sand and stuff out of it, but there's maybe some stuff and some resin and things stuck on some of them. I just can't clean it up that good. I will have to wash it before I melt it, of course, because I don't want to breathe any of that in. But yeah, for now, it's just gonna be what it is. Okay, we're actually almost at 300 grams. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. So let's see. Okay. 336, we've got some smaller parts here. Let's see, I'm gonna grab all of them. Okay. Some smaller parts. 57. Not bad. Okay. Last tiny parts here. 64. Okay. Unfortunately not 65, but whatever, it doesn't really make a big difference. So, 364 is the total for all of that stuff. It's not that great, is it? But, I mean, whatever. Together with the 200 grams from both this tin foil and this sterling silver, we got a total of approximately, 550, 560, maybe 570 grams of silver, of not pure silver, of course. Pure silver would probably be more towards 400 grams. So yeah. If this shows you anything, if this is relevant in some way or form or shape or whatever, or size, whatever it might be, then please just let it be that you shouldn't just buy all kinds of stuff online just because it's cheap and you think it might be worth something. This was not. I mean, it was worth something, but certainly not what I paid for it. So, oh yeah, that's not good. But it just is what it is. You know, things don't always go to plan. This didn't go to plan. But oh well, so is life, right? We've got some good sterling silver to melt down. We've got some good 800 parts silver to melt down. And I think we're gonna do just fine in the end. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you know, thumbs up and stuff like that. If you want to ask anything about this or something else, just write in the comments below. I'll be very happy to answer that as always. And if you want to, you can also subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any other videos. And don't forget that your freedom is more important than any commodity or metal. Have a fantastic week, and until next time.